Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and we are here today a little unfinished because I wanted to demo a couple of shades and review this palette. This is the KVD Vegan Beauty Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette. I got this at Sephora. It retails for $45, but I got mine for $30, and it's been on sale for $30 for quite a while. I would say $30 is definitely a better price for this in my opinion. Here is the packaging. It is super, super pretty. I love Kat Von D's brand, or KVD now, of course, always kills it with the packaging. They always are super creative and just really, really pretty. This one, no different. It is a cardboard palette and it's really, really lightweight. There is no mirror in here or magnets to hold the palette closed. It tucks into like this little thing right here, this little cover. That's the thing that keeps happening with mine. Now it's closing just fine, but it would always like stick like this. But luckily it wouldn't go too far, so it messes with the shadows. But it just tucks into a little cover like that. And they made it with no magnet or mirrors with the intention of it being recycled once it's empty. And I think that's pretty cool. And then this palette here where the shadows are actually pops out. Like they put this little notch here. It doesn't pop out that easy. Like I had to pry it out. So it's not just going to fall out as you're using it, but I want to show it to you. It is just stuck in here with like these little sticky, you know, those little sticky glue tabs, and then there's your empty palette there. I'm never going to finish this all the way up, so I won't have the opportunity to throw this in the recycling bin, but it's nice that they made it that way. This is the only other palette that I tried that was fully recyclable with no mirror and no magnet was one from Ether Beauty. I did review that on my channel like a year ago or something. I didn't like it that much. Not only did I not enjoy the packaging all that much, but the formula just was nothing to write home about. I didn't like it very much at all. Luckily, that is not the case with this one. It's really, really pretty. And one thing I find that sometimes when brands try to do too much with the packaging, whether they go over the top with the packaging or something like this where they're trying to make it recyclable, you can pop it out, there's no mirror, there's no magnets. They kind of don't do a lot with the formula, like it's nothing to write home about, but this one's actually really, really nice. So it comes with 6 mattes. One of the mattes, that blue one right there, has a little bit of like a satiny kind of look to it, but not enough for it to be a shimmer. And then 8 shimmers or metallic kind of foiled shades. These are definitely where this palette is excelling. The mattes in here are not bad. Of course, I'm going to swatch this whole thing for you, but they're nothing like... I don't know if I feel like they should have just done the whole palette, the shimmer shades. I would be so much more happy. Obviously, you could tell I've been using all these with my fingers because all my little finger swatches. The mattes are really, really nice, though. They feel really good in your fingers. These were made in Italy. It's cruelty-free and vegan, and I think it had a 12-month shelf life. I'm never going to finish this in a million years. Just letting you know. So the mattes are really nice. They feel really buttery and smooth. They're really pigmented in a swatch, but I personally have been having a hard time getting them to look like this on my eyes, which is why you can tell I'm not wearing mattes from the shade from this palette today. I'm wearing a couple of ColourPop shadows because I want to demo this really, really pretty gold one there, but there was nothing in here I could pair it with. So that's one of the things I don't love about the palette. It's not very cohesive. And that's weird for me to even say because that's not something I look for in a palette. I'm not looking for cohesive anything. I just want each shade to be really pretty and good and work. And not that these don't do that or aren't pretty. It just doesn't go together that well for me. For example, like I was saying, that really pretty gold yellow one there, I don't have any mattes here I can really use that will make that really pop. It'll just be like these 2 peachy tones or those 2 cool tones and then the yellow, and it doesn't really seem like it would work that well. Same with this really dark blue black glittery one. When I swatch that one, it's so pretty. Other than this blue one here, there's not a lot to really go with it. And then the blue one, the matte blue one, is also the weakest shade in the whole palette. It's really just dusty and lightly pigmented. When you try to put it on your eyes, it just looks like a stain or something. Like it doesn't look like that on your lids. ColourPop, I think, has the best blue eyeshadow formula I've ever used. And it's definitely the benchmark for me, blue formula. And this just does not compare. The rest of the shades, I really like all of these shimmer shades. They all need something though with them. None of them, in my opinion, work well as like one shadow looks. I've tried it with them and they just don't look that good because I can see my eyelid through them. They're pigmented, but they're not like full on super foiled heavy duty eyeshadows. I feel they need something to make them pop, which is why I'm wearing this yellow today, to make this yellow really stand out. I tried that one on the lid by itself, and it just looks really odd because they're kind of like see-through in a weird way. When I swatch them, maybe you can tell, but when you try to apply them, that's when I could really see they need something to stick to. And one thing really lovely about these is that they stick really well on top of powder eyeshadow. And I find that really surprising for KVD's formula because I have the Lolita Por Vida palette, and there's a couple shades in there that don't stick to anything other than your bare eyelid. And although very pretty, they're kind of hard to use. So that is what I was expecting with these. I was expecting them to be looking really pretty in a swatch, really pretty on the finger, but then when you go to put them on, they don't stick well, or they take forever to build up, or they look patchy. But that's not the case with these. They're so pretty, which is why I wish the whole palette was those shimmery foiled shades. Although these are very nice too, they're not the star of the show, if you know what I mean. So let's get to swatching, and then I will demo that shade right there. And these mattes feel super, super nice. I was gonna say super beautiful. They do feel beautiful, but they're really nice. They feel good. I don't know what I was expecting from the palette, but I wasn't expecting this nice of a formula for the mattes especially. I don't know why that was. Why was I expecting less? I don't know. But anyway, there's some swatches there. They look nice in a swatch, but like I said, they're kind of hard to get there on your eyelid, especially this blue one. That blue one is just a nightmare to work with. Looks nice in a swatch, but it doesn't do a whole lot on the eyes. For me personally, it looks more like a stain, which I don't enjoy the look of very much. But they are very pretty. They're going to be easy to work with. They're going to blend nicely other than that blue one. Just not as pigmented as I may have liked on me personally. But these shimmer foil shades do have more of like a foiled feeling to them. They feel like if you were to swatch it too much, you would mess up the palette or mess up the pan, because they do have that foiled kind of feeling to them. You know what I mean? But anyway, here is the shades there. There they are in a swatch. This, not the best swatcher, but there's the shades right there. Really, really pretty. And I don't know if you can see what I was talking about when they're kind of like clear. They don't look clear, but they definitely need something underneath them to make them really pop. This dark blue one here, I swatch this on the other side. I haven't been brave enough to wear this on my eyes yet because that super dark, like black looking eyeshadow just isn't really my thing. I just don't know how to work with it, and I feel like I just make a mess. But here they are right here. This one is so pretty. Like, I want to wear that one on my eyelids. This like blue black with a ton of blue sparkle in it. It's super pretty. This one here called 4D. This one, it looks more green, like that greeny red kind of shade in the pan. But I can't really get it to look that way in my eyes. It tends to just look a little more like green and not really have that like duochrome kind of thing. Messed up my swatches. And the other one's really pretty as well. I have no issues with any of the shimmers at all. I've liked all of them. And that's why I wanted the whole palette to have just the shimmers in it. Let me wipe my fingers off real quick. And I'm going to demo that gold one. And it is called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's called Green Screen. This like golden yellow one. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm just going to put it on my fingers. And this has been how I have been using... Why did I say it like that? This is how I have been using these eyeshadows the whole time. I just find they go on easier with finger. And I do have powder eyeshadows on top, or already on my eyelids. A couple from ColourPop. Or it's mostly just one from ColourPop. I don't know if you can see. They go on super pretty and with very minimal, if any, fallout at all. I actually haven't had, I don't think, any issues with fallout with any of these shades. Or hard pan, which is amazing. Because if you know, I do use all of my shimmer eyeshadows with my fingers. And if they get hard pan at all, I'll never use them again. And so I definitely need shimmers and foils to work well with my fingertips. And these haven't had hard pan whatsoever. And I can see a little on my eyelashes. There you go. Look how easy that was. I hope you can see it. I think it looks super nice, super glittery. It looks like you tried a lot harder than you actually did. The shades I have on my eyelids already, it was just a yellow one from ColourPop called Take Flight, this really like yellow matte shade. And then on the inner corner, I have Makeup Geek Stardust Pressed Pigment, just as an inner corner pop. This is from my Shop My Stash singles that I'm going to be doing here in a little bit. But that is it. Easy peasy. I've really been liking this palette a lot for those shades right there. I don't really need a super cohesive palette. I don't mind dipping into a palette for one shade here and there. I do it all the time. I tend to use palettes as an assortment of singles anyway. So for this not to be super cohesive isn't the end of the world for me. But I would have liked it. I would have liked to see that in the palette. But yeah, if that's important to you, I don't know if you find this cohesive. I personally did not. But it's not the end of the world. But anyway, I do like this. I should put on some mascara real quick because I feel like it looks weird. But anyway, I'll do that later. That's the palette. Let me know if you got this. Are you happy about it? Did you buy it? Did you get it on sale? Let me know how you're using it. Do you find it cohesive? Let me know your thoughts and opinions as always. Let me know what you thought of the video. And I will see you later in another one. I'll go put on some mascara now because I feel like I look weird. Anyway, goodbye.